Hello, it's Laura here from the Earliest Alliance, and today in our Big Cook Little Cook session I'm going to be making some cheesecake brownies. So I've just given my hands a wash and I've popped my apron on, and so I don't get my clothes all dirty. I'm just going to pop the oven on to 180 degrees so that can preheat ready. So if you ask mummies and daddies, pop the ovens on for you because they are very hot and we don't want you to burn your fingers or your arms. So to start off with, to make our cheesecake brownies, we need 125 grams of butter, which I've already popped into my saucepan. We need 125 grams of dark chocolate. We need, I can't pick them up, 200 grams of light brown sugar, 50 grams of plain flour, 3 eggs, they're in the bowl there, some cocoa powder, we need 50 grams of that. We need a tiny quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder, 50 grams of caster sugar, and 200 grams of a tub of cream cheese. So to start off with, we need to melt the butter, chocolate and sugar together. So I'm just going to pop the hob on and it turns on. There we go. So be careful, you need mummies and daddies around you because your cooker tops can get very hot. So I've got my butter in there. I'm just going to add the sugar in now. Oh, it's gone on the top. And then I'm going to break my chocolate. You can see it's all in squares. I'm going to break the squares into the pan while it starts to melt. It smells very delicious. So if they don't quite break into squares, it doesn't matter. That one of mine is just broken into a triangle there, look. Oh. So we need to melt all of these together. Sometimes a bit tricky to break the chocolate. You hear it cracking as I break it. Crack. Crack. So there's different types of chocolate. You can get white chocolate, dark chocolate, coloured chocolate and milk chocolate, but dark chocolate is the one that we need. So as that melts, it might take a little time to melt. It won't melt straight away. So as that melts, we'll do the bit that's ready for after. So this is the cream cheese. So I'll pop this into a bowl. So this is 200 grams of cream cheese, and then we need to add the caster sugar to it. So while that's melting, we can do this. So we're going to pop the caster sugar inside the tub with the cream cheese in, and we're going to beat it. So beating means mixing it together very gently, so it's all soft and creamy. So if you just give it a good stir like this, it's called beating. So we'll do mixing. We'll mix it in a minute. So that is the cream cheese. Can you see it's very creamy in there? So that's that bit done, ready for after. Right, so this, you can see this has started to melt now. Let's turn the heat down. It might be a little bit too hot. Can you see the ring was very red? That means it's very hot. So as this is melting, should we do this mixing with it? And we're ready, we'll sing our song. We ready? Mix it up. Mix it in the bowl. Stir it. Now you've reached your goal. And as you can see, if I tip it just slightly, it's all starting to melt. There's just a few bits of butter in it that I can still see because they're still yellow in there, and a few lumps. So when the lumps have gone, it will be almost melted. We'll get in there. So if you want, you can keep stirring it or you can leave it. So when we've done this, when it's all melted through, we need to take it off the heat and we need to beat our eggs into it. So this is almost done. We need 3 eggs. So you might need some help with cracking the eggs, or you might be super duper at cracking eggs yourself. If you can crack them yourself, you have to be very careful not to get the shell in, else it will taste a bit crunchy. Right, so that's all melted now, so I'm going to turn that off and take it off the heat. And then, so we need our eggs. So we're ready. One, give it a tap. Oh, one, bin straight there. Two, good counting. And three. There we go. The shell straight in the bin. Now I'm going to mix the eggs in. Ooh, it's very sloppy. Can you hear the sound it's making? It's a bit sloppy. So there's one egg yolk that doesn't want to blend again. It didn't want to break in there. It's nearly mixed all them in. You have to give it a real good stir and make sure muscles get really strong. It's making a very sloppy noise. Can you hear it as I mix it? And as the spoon bangs the tin. Right, so that's all the egg mixed in. So next we need to add in our cocoa powder, flour and baking powder. So we just need 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. So a teaspoon is a very small spoon, like this. So it's hard to do 1/4. So 1/4 is not quite half of your spoonful. So you just sprinkle that on. So baking powder. I'll pop that on there that way. Then we've got our cocoa powder. So we'll sprinkle that in also. Make a little bit there. And our flour. So we'll sprinkle that in as well. And then we're going to give it all a real big mix together again. So you might have to be careful as you mix this because it might come out the sides. If you do a big pan, then it won't, but I'm a bit silly and got a small pan. So we'll give it a bit of a mix in. Do it very slowly to start off with. And as there's less powder on the top, we can stir it a bit better. So this is called folding. So we fold it in to start off with. Then there's less powder on the top, and we can give it a good mix now. So should we do another mix? Are we ready? Mix, mix, mix it up. Mix it in your bowl. Stir it, stir it, stir it, stir it. Now we've reached our goal. Wow, this looks delicious. There we are. There is our brownie mix. So now, my tub. So I'm just going to pour it in. Whoa, can you see that? And scoop it all out. Looks delicious. I have a very sweet tooth, so I'm looking forward to these brownies when they're really cooked. Scoop all the mixture out if you can. You might need some help because it's a bit tricky. Can you see it dribbling out the bottom? There we go. So that's that bit done. And then we need to get our cream cheese. I'm going to put blobs of it in our mix. So I'll just take the fork out. Oops. And we're going to pop blobs in it. So you can use a big spoon or a little spoon, and then we're just going to plop. It goes, when it comes off. Woo, woo, plop. Plop. So just put lots of blobs of your cream cheese mix in your brownie bowl. Your brownie mix even, sorry. Oh, it doesn't want to go in very well. So you cover different areas of your bowl with your cream cheese mix. Ready? Bloop. You can always count these as you put them in. I've got my room for one more. So a little one there. A little one in this corner. And if you wanted to, you can give it, if you get the end of the spoon, your spoon or another spoon, you can push it down a little bit so it goes right into the mix. Or you can give it a swirl round to make it like a marble effect. So good. All around the pan. There we go. So that is our brownie mix, and it's ready to go in the oven. So it needs to go in the oven for roughly 45 minutes or so. So I'm going to open my oven up, let mummies and daddies do this because ovens are very, very hot. Oh, I might need my gloves because I've used a silicone tub. It's very, very stretchy. When you pick it up, it all goes into the middle. So if I use my gloves, I should be able to pick it up from underneath. So there you go. This is why we need mummies and daddies' help, because this is really, really tricky. So pop that in the oven. Oh, there we go. So that's it. So when they're all cooked, you need to let them cool down, and then you can chop them up and have them to eat. So there is how you make chocolate brownies. Sorry, cheesecake brownies, not chocolate brownies. So I'm going to give myself my sides clean and wash all my pots up now. So it's time to say goodbye. Thanks for joining me today on our Big Cook Little Cook session, and I'll see you all soon. Are we ready? Goodbye all the boys, goodbye all the girls, goodbye everyone, I hope to see you soon. See you all soon, goodbye.